Hi guys! New technological projects always act as leaders in the bullish phase of the market, and recently there was the listing of one of the sensational Layer 2 projects, Starknet, and recently we have discussed this project, but now let's remember what is Starknet.
Starknet is a Layer 2 validity rollup network, also known as ZK rollup, that runs on Ethereum, allowing the apps to scale massively without compromising security by combining transactions into a calculated off-network proof of stake. The proof is then transferred to Ethereum as a single transaction, increasing throughput and reducing processing time and costs. The security is maintained during this process.
The main difference between Starknet and other Layer 2 solutions from a technological point of view is the basis of rollups.
Starknet is working on ZK rollups. It is based on the verification of each transaction in the package that will be included in the Ethereum block. This enables to be more secure but scaled to a smaller extent than optimistic rollups. Their transactions in an optimistic scenario are considered as initially correct. Next, participants can verify transactions and penalize the validator who accepted a bad transaction.
Vitalik Buterin, for example, suggests that in the long term, ZK rollups will take the lead over the optimistic ones.
My opinion is that in the longer term, ZK rollups are eventually going to beat optimistic rollups because they have these fundamental advantages, like you don't need to have a 7-day withdrawal period. Buterin said, in more than 10 years from now or even more, I expect the rollups to basically be all ZK.
Perhaps that's why we can see him as an investor of Starknet. But what about the listing?
Most recently, network users received an airdrop, could claim it and sell it on Binance, ByBit, Bitfinex, other exchanges, since the listing took place on the same day. Airdrop passed under the indignation of the community. The network experienced a sharp influx of new users who expected to receive free tokens, the number of which turned out to be quite large. When the details were revealed, the community was furious. Network activity dropped by 90%. The number of active accounts dropped from a peak of 220,500 to just 84,000. 1.3 million wallets were supposed to receive STRK tokens on February 20. The dispute broke out because of a chain token unlock schedule. According to the modified schedule, the team members were supposed to receive a reward just 2 months after the launch of the token. This is a short time to launch a new project. Starknet's decision, according to the participants, could harm the WASP community. The second reason for discontent was the distribution criterion. Many users found that users with a wallet balance less than 0.005 Ethereum on November 15, 2023 were deprived of the opportunity to receive tokens. Starknet has cut off a large number of multi-accounts that have invested a lot of money in their development, as well as branding activity to the network. Most likely, a criterion selected the minimum of wallets from the total number. The benefit of airdrops leads to an increase in multi-accounts. For example, 40% of the tokens of the Celestia project went to airdrop farmers. Projects are trying to prevent this phenomenon. As a result, Starknet found a compromise solution and changed the number of tokens that will be available for unlocking from 2 billion to 58 million.
And the final criteria of the airdrop looked like this.
A minimum of 5 transactions, from 3 months to 15 November 2023, from $100 volume to 15 November 2023, more than 0.005 Ethereum on the wallet.
I hope you managed to get this long-awaited drop.
Trading started in the range of $5–7, after which the exchange rate dropped to the level of $2. The pressure of sellers from airdrop could be up to 719 million, 800 tokens per wallet. Taking into account the modified tokenomics adjustments, in which the team found a compromise but received a negative feedback and outflow of users, Starknet didn't produce the hype that was expected.
But what about the funds?
Let's talk about the funds that invested in Starknet. What is their role in the market, and is it possible to work with this project just like with the portfolios of Paradigm, Sequoia, Pantera, and Chain Capital, and others?
The main group of players.
In 2018, 3 of the most famous funds, Harvard, Stanford, and Yale, joined Sequoia to invest in the new company Paradigm, which became their first major investment in a cryptocurrency fund. The first investments of Paradigm were, for example, Uniswap, Tenmint, and Starkware. If you look at the portfolios with Paradigm investments, then very often you can find familiar funds. For example, Paradigm and Sequoia Capital, Paradigm and Electric Capital, Paradigm and Andreessen Horowitz, and Polychain Capital. Here we can see Andreessen Horowitz and Paradigm. Polychain, Pantera, Sequoia, and Paradigm are a closely related group of funds that works with one or more market makers for a coordinated exit. However, there are other funds in the project, smaller scale and even bankrupt, like Alameda, but do not underestimate the over-the-counter market and volumes that take place there. A group of funds with Paradigm could buy out large amounts to control the project. Nevertheless, there is a risk that the actions will be uncoordinated because the project is distributed among many major players.
Now let's figure out the price values.
Let's try to predict the dynamics on Starknet. It will not be easy since we have a small trading history now and the project hasn't yet formed economics. We know what is distributed in Starkware, also investors, early participants. If these persons are related to each other, then 48% of the issue is in their hands. If the funds act in concert, it would be interesting to carry out an Aptos-type manipulation. Aptos also came out after the airdrop. It came out in the price range at $87. Then there was a decrease of 59.66% to the main accumulation zone. There was an accumulation and then an exit on the local bullish growth of 357%. There was a similar situation on SWI, which we will also analyze in the future. The token came out at a price of 1.4. Then there was a small drop. Then there was a decrease to accumulation levels by 55% to a minimum level of 73% decrease. Here in this zone, tokens that were on airdrop were selected and now there is an exit from this zone and a subsequent increase of 95% from the lows by 436%.
This situation may repeat with the Starknet because Starknet has just been released.
It has fallen into the $2 range and is now identifying liquidity. That is, we have a lower liquidity zone that Starknet is testing and an upper zone. We can designate these ranges. If it falls to the 1.3 mark and also to the 90-cent mark, these zones would be very interesting for purchase for the future prospects. A decrease in Bitcoin can also serve to benefit here. If we look at Bitcoin, it is now at its maximum levels. This is the global resistance zone of the entire Bitcoin trading history. We see large volumes started in 2020 from December to today in 2024. We see large upcoming volumes in the $59,000 zone and also in the zone of $63,600. Long position holders are now actively gaining their positions. As you can see now, the market is quite volatile and liquidation in both directions is of a greater importance. If there is a decrease of 7% or a greater decrease of 15%, which will affect 15 times leverage, maybe even touch 20 times one with a similar squeezing down. As a result of this decline, Starknet will not go against the market and like all altcoins will be going down. In this case, it will be able to test the lower boundary of the range again, and there it will be appropriate to navigate how the Bitcoin and the price will behave further. Perhaps this range will be the first entry point, or it will drop even more by 41% if there is some kind of massive decline in altcoins, and then this area would be very attractive for further investments.
Why we should consider these price ranges for the future prospects? Why not buy now?
Because now there may be a selection of airdrop tokens. Your portfolio will experience significant declines until all this volume is distributed into large hands. But let's see what prospects the Starknet token may have now. We do not have accurate information about the purchase price by funds at the moment, but there are approximate figures on chain brokers. You can calculate the average price. The price price will be 20 cents, which means that at the moment the funds have 1000%, but their tokens are still locked and cannot be fixed. They need to get all airdroppers tokens. Do this, they need to show not very good dynamics on the token and then, having a control and stay in the issue, launch the token to higher levels and act at the liquidity. These will be very profitable zones with large liquidity. But what price ranges can these be? Here it is worth focusing on their competitors in layer 2 solutions. Optimism, for example, its capitalization is 4.5 billion, or Arbitrum with a capitalization of 2.7 billion. Starknet has 1.5 billion so far, and if there is a further decrease by 40%, it will be 1.2 billion or little less. But we need to know the token unlock scheme. If the capitalization of the entire market continues to grow, then layer 2 will of course lead this trend after the update of DinCon, which serves as a bullish factor. The capitalization may increase. The Arbitrum also has a similar dynamics. Therefore, future marks after this accumulation zone of $6 are real for Starknet. Starknet is one of the layer 2 solutions and a leader of the current bull market. The main players from the large-scale cryptocurrency investments and a strong team give confidence in the longevity of their project. In addition, Starknet, like other layer 2 solutions, will be positively affected by the upcoming Ethereum update, which will reduce commissions in layer 2.
However, you shouldn't rush to enter the market. You need to watch the situation and do not forget about the zone of the wellness. Блять, я так хорошо говорила. However, you shouldn't rush to enter the market. Watch the situation and do not forget about the zone of the lower values. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video and ask your questions about Starknet. Maybe I have forgotten to tell you something very valuable and very interesting, or you know it yourself. And I also ask you to write your interesting facts about Starknet in the comments under this video. So guys, I'm waiting for you in my Telegram chat. It is closed chat with free trading signals. And also use my ChatGPT for bot. It is available for everyone, and if you're a beginner in trading, you can use it exactly because it will give you the signals, very profitable ones, and you will start your trading sphere really easily. So guys, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and put your like. See you in the next video.